Original conception, the Three Gorges Dam quickly became China's largest construction since the Great Wall. The dam is located on the Yangtze River in China's Hubei province. The Yangtze is considered to be the world's fastest and most dangerous river. The Three Gorges Dam spans the width of the Yangtze River at 1.4 miles in length and stands just over 600 feet tall. Construction began on the mega dam in 1993 and took nearly 20 years to reach its full completion. In July of 2012, the Three Gorges Dam launched the last of its generators into operation, officially making it the world's largest hydropower project. The price tag on this massive construction peaked at $37 billion, but what has proven to be greater in wake of the dam's construction, the price or the cost? There are certainly perceived benefits to the construction of China's mega dam, but they are not without immense risk. However, we have found that the positive environmental impacts and economic returns have greatly outweighed the negative social impacts that resulted from the dam's construction. In the preliminary phases of the Three Gorges Dam's construction, the project proved to be socially disruptive on many fronts. During construction, roughly 1.3 million people were relocated from their historic villages on the banks of the Yangtze. 13 cities, 140 towns, and 1,600 villages were submerged by the waters of the reservoir created by the dam. These people were relocated to modern housing complexes provided by the government, many in closer proximity to urban areas. With a loss of tradition, there came an opportunity for commercial employment and a modernized lifestyle. Economically, the dam is purported to be a beneficial investment as the return on investment, $37 billion, is currently estimated at only 10 years. The construction of the dam has also led to increased commerce as the dam has made the treacherous Yangtze River more easily navigable. As a result of the increased commerce, cities along the Yangtze, like Chongqing, have experienced massive economic growth due to increased commercial traffic, a boom in employment opportunities, and a larger employable workforce. Environmentally, the Three Gorges Dam became a source of green energy and has helped to balance China's carbon emissions. Although the dam was purported to supply 10% of the country's necessary energy, it is currently supplying just under 5%. However, that is a 5% alleviation of the country's carbon emissions, and dam technology is being advanced every day in hopes of having the greatest green impact possible.
Many supporters of the construction of the Three Gorges Dam perceive the dam as a way to alleviate poverty. However, post-construction, China's megacities, primarily Shanghai, Chongqing, and other commercial port cities along the Yangtze, have proven to be the beneficiaries of the dam's environmental remedy and economic benefits. As a result of the dam's construction, the water behind the dam held in the reservoir rose 400 feet. 13 cities, 140 towns, and 1,600 villages were submerged by the rising waters, displacing 1.4 million people from their homes on the banks of the Yangtze. Most people were instructed to tear down their homes and deconstruct their towns prior to evacuating the areas. Their demoralizing actions were meant to prevent navigation obstacles when waters rose. Much of the land overwhelmed by the rising waters of the Yangtze had previously been used for farming. The inhabitants in villages along the river lived simple lives, farming and maintaining their villages at perfect self-sufficiency. As if stepping back in time, these villages were completely untouched by technology or urban influence. The Chinese government provided modern housing complexes where the displaced were relocated. The impacts of this demographic shift were twofold. First, these people's lives were completely uplifted, their traditions of hundreds of years lost. Their skills revolve around farming and the self-sufficient lifestyle of their villages. Being displaced into more urban areas is disruptive in that they do not necessarily possess the skills to thrive in these environments. Some of these people have also been moved to new, equally as rural areas. This would not be so problematic, but the land is often unsuitable to cultivate crops on which they previously survived. In more urban areas, they have little training for the industrial jobs newly available to them. This also makes their employment one-dimensional through low-wage factory jobs. However, in a more positive light, as urban areas boomed in result to increased commerce along the Yangtze, employment opportunities boomed, providing hundreds of thousands of new jobs to previously impoverished areas.
The Three Gorges Dam has a tremendous impact on the economy of China. From a business point of view, the dam has a return on investment estimated to be under 10 years from when the turbines met full capacity in 2012. Considering the cost of the dam is well over $37 billion, this is a rather equitable investment by the government of China. The commerce along the river has also boomed as a result of the increased traffic along the river by commercial ships. The cargo ships are now able to reach further into the center of China and increase the amount of trade. The increased navigability will increase the developing economy in the area, as trade alone is estimated to increase 5 times in central China. Transportation costs are expected to reduce by 35 to 37%. This enhanced navigability is furthered by the ship blocks at the Three Gorges Dam. They are large enough to allow 12 commercial cargo ships to travel over the dam at once. Chongqing is just one of the many small cities that have experienced massive growth due to the creation of the dam. It was a small city that has turned into a metropolis due to increased trade and commerce along the Yangtze. These infrastructure improvements have led to the arrivals of numerous foreign direct investors in industries ranging from auto to finance and retail, such as Ford, Mazda, Hong Kong Shanghai Bank of China, Standard Chartered Bank, Citibank, Deutsche Bank, ANZ Bank, Scotiabank, Walmart, Metro AG, and Carrefour, among other multinational corporations. With unprecedented growth in the last 2 decades, Chongqing has gained the nickname the Detroit of China. Within this past century, there have been 5 major floods that were recorded to have claimed millions of lives and acres of farmland while destroying thousands of homes and causing billions of dollars in damage. Supporters of the Three Gorges Dam believe that it will serve to protect 15 million people and 1.5 million acres of farmland in areas along the Yangtze River that are vulnerable to flooding. In order to do this, the height of the water in the reservoir will change from season to season. During the dry season from November to April, the water levels will be allowed to reach 185 meters above sea level. But during the flooding months, the water will be reduced to 135 meters in order to attempt to contain floodwaters. The dam will generate as much energy as 18 coal power plants and will have 20 times as much power capacity as the Hoover Dam in the U.S. The rate of energy production, equivalent to burning 11,000 barrels of oil per hour, is enough to supply Beijing with power for 1 year. By replacing coal-produced energy with hydroelectric energy from the Three Gorges Dam, China will reduce annual coal consumption by 40 to 50 tons, effectively reducing the amount of coal pollution released into the atmosphere.
We have also added a systems analysis framework to better understand the impacts of the dam. The meadow system boundary will be the port cities along the Yangtze River, for example, Chongqing. The primary inflow will be the people displaced from their villages along the Yangtze due to the construction of the megadam. These people will be seeking urban employment as their rural lifestyles have been disrupted. The stock in the system will be the available employment in the port cities. An economic impact of the dam's construction will be the increase in available jobs as a result of increased commerce along the river. The inflow of the system is the growth of the automotive economy as displaced individuals fill available jobs in port cities. There will be a bouncing feedback loop from the stock to the inflow as a result of China's aging population. Sadly, a negative social impact due to the construction of the dam is the loss of tradition among the displaced villagers.